Now, a lot of people talk that talk, but only very few are going to walk that walk when that pressure hits the fan. I know everybody says what they would do if it leads to this. If I find myself in this situation, I'm going to rock out. Everybody claims that they'll rock out and they're down for the cause. I'll tell you what, when them riots or them wars pop off, I don't know about you. First thing I'm doing though is I'm getting me a knife. I'm the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps, finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man, K Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all gotta do that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm gonna be talking about what to do when a riot or a prison war pops off. Alright? You know, you'll find yourself in dangerous situations all the time when you're inside a prison. But one thing about it, and two things for certain, when it comes to a riot or a prison war, you might literally have to protect yourself. You know, just because you're around dangerous things and dangerous acts are happening and taking place doesn't always mean that you yourself will be inside of one of them situations. See, that's how prison works. You know what I'm saying? You might see dangerous things go down every single day to other people. It could be in a different dorm and you hear about it, or it could be in your dorm and you can witness it and see it firsthand. But a lot of times, them dangerous situations aren't towards you. You ain't really got to do nothing but just mind your business and stay out of it. But when it comes to a riot or a prison war, one thing I'm going to tell you is nobody's safe. All right? And I'm going to explain to you what the difference is between a riot and a prison war. First thing I'm going to let y'all know off rip, I ain't ever been in a prison riot. All right? And the reason I'm going to tell y'all that is because down here in Florida, we don't really riot. You know, we don't call it riots. You know, there's more prison wars than there is a riot. The difference between the two is a riot is against the police, you know. Now, we have standoffs and rock out against the police, but we don't call them riots, you know what I'm saying? We just call it rocking out with the police, you know, going against them. It's the inmates against the guards. We just call it rocking out. In different states, different countries and shit, they call it riots. Down here, that ain't what we call it. Now, a prison war is when it's inmate on inmate. You understand? It might be 2 gangs at each other's throats. Or it might be 4 gangs going at it. Back and forth, back and forth. Now, when you look at it as far as a prison war, I've been around and been involved in a bunch of prison wars, okay? I actually went through it with 2 gangs at 2 different times, just because I was friends with people who were in a certain organization. So that makes it to where their problems are my problems. You understand? Whether I want it to be like that or not, you know? Even if you're one of them friends that ain't gonna ride for your homeboys. Inside a prison, when a prison war strikes off and that shit pops, you are not safe if the person or the people you associate with are the people that are involved. You understand? That's how it goes. Their enemy becomes your enemy. Now, first thing that I did, and the first thing that I think people should do when a prison war or a riot pop off is get you a knife. You know, I'm not promoting violence or anything like that, but at the same time, prison is a violent place. So you're going to want to protect yourself at all times. See, now, when it comes to a riot, you're thinking like, well, why would I have to get a knife? If it's the guards, them guards will take it out on you and beat you, drag you, and hurt you when the riot pops off, even if you're not one of the one rioting. You understand? They might grab you to make an example out of you. So you got to think about it. You're not going to just need a knife for a prison war when it's inmate on inmate. You're going to need that shit when a riot strikes off too, because everything happens during a riot. You understand? It isn't just inmates against the guards. A lot of other things take place during that riot. You understand? People look at it like this is the perfect time to pop off on who they want to pop off on. Right now, this is the perfect diversion, you know, to distract the guards so they could go ahead and get the first hit on who they want to attack. You see, so you will need a knife or something to protect yourself. But at the same time, it isn't going to be as easy as said than done, because everybody's most likely going to have a knife. You see, you're not going to be the only one. That's another reason why you're going to want to try to get one first quarter, because everyone else is going to have it. And you don't want to be the only one without one, because then that makes you most vulnerable. You see what I'm saying? Same thing when it comes to the prison wars. When a prison war strikes, you ain't even got to be hanging out with someone that's involved in the war. A lot of other gangs and a lot of other inmates and criminals take that time to decide to pop off on whatever they got going on. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a neutron and you don't gangbang, and let's say you hang out with the Bloods, right? And say a war starts between the Bloods and the fucking Latin Kings. Obviously, the Kings know you hung out with the Bloods. You know, you're on that table as well. If they're after them, they're going to be after you, because you could secretly be after them due to your friends being the Bloods. You see? So they're not going to take that chance of just turning their shoulder on you. They're going to attack you as well. And it ain't necessarily got to be because of that either. It could be they attack you because they can't get to them. They attack you to send a message to them, to make them come to them now. You see? It can go like that. But now say you're hanging out with the Bloods and the Crips and the folks, the GDs go to war. Right? It has nothing to do with the people you hang out with. It has nothing to do with the gang and organization that you're associated with your circle or anything like that. Still doesn't mean you're in the clear, because other gangs might take that time and take it in initiative to attack the people you're cool with now. You see what I'm saying? Any gang is going to be on beat and be ready to rock when a prison war takes off, even if it has nothing to do with their organization, because that's when everybody decides to, okay, that means go. And that's when you see certain things pop up out the woodworks and all types of shit go down. So it might start with one person has beef with another person, and then in the next 2-3 days, it builds up. And before you know it, you got 5 gangs at war right now. And they're rocking out. Like, people are going to chow, getting chased by people with knives. People are going to damn the library and getting stabbed up inside the library. You know, they're going to education. You got people walking through the school building 4 or 5 deep, all with knives from classroom to classroom, looking for their ops, the oppositions. You know, like, it's a dangerous situation. And I know for some people it might sound cool. You know, it's war. You know, it's hell yeah. You know, it's action-packed. You know, it's an action-packed lifestyle. But I'm going to tell you one thing about being around these prison wars and being involved in prison wars. One thing for sure is it sucks. And the reason it sucks is because no matter what you got going on the compound, no matter how much money you're making, no matter what you got in the works, what you got lined up, you know, you might have phones scattered across the compound and everybody's paying you because they owe you money for all them phones. You know, you might be the dope boy, you might be the cigarette plug, you might, no matter what it is, all them sources of income, all that shit now becomes fragile. You understand? It becomes to where you could lose everything you got in the making like that. Straight up. Because either you could get harmed during this prison war, you can harm someone and get caught, or you can have a knife just for your protection and get caught with it and get put in confinement because they don't know if you were going to use that knife on an inmate or if you were going to use it on a guard. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you got to take the risk of being, you know, caught riding dirty. You know what I'm saying? You got to walk around strapped. And it might not have nothing to do with you, but it's better to get caught with it on you by the guards and go to confinement than it is to get caught without it by inmates that have knives. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? When all that shit hits the fan, my opinion, I feel like first thing you should do is get a knife. Now, obviously, you don't run around and you tell everybody, hey, I need a knife, bro. I'm looking for a knife. Because word travels, and these people might not know what you intend to do with that knife. They might think that you are, you know, participating in the war yourself. You feel me? If they know you hang out with the Crips and you get caught asking for a knife because there's a war at place, you know, people go to start talking, they're going to think the Crips are getting ready to make a move on whoever their last little beef was, or whoever they exchanged words with, whoever they owe money to, whoever owes them money. Now they're going to think they're about to do something because you associate and hang out with them people. You see? And then that could get them into some shit because the people who do owe them or people they owe money to might think by hearing it, you know, word gets turned and traveled and twisted before it actually, you know, goes through to what the cause was behind the words. But they might attack your friends now and the people you hang out with because since you were seen asking to buy a knife or trying to find a knife, they thought that they were going to jump the gun and do something. So they decided to jump the gun and attack your friends. And then now, when it all hits the fan and all y'all are in confinement, some are torn up, stabbed up, got to get stitched up, zipped up, it's going to get out to where, damn, why would they attack us? Well, your homeboy, Frog, you know, that hangs out with y'all, he was caught, you know, in a different dorm, asking people to buy a knife and shit, made us think that, you know, y'all were getting ready to attack us. So we attacked y'all first. You see, now the same people you were cool with are going to want your head now because you just caused a lot of them to get torn up, ripped up, taken off the compound, ruin whatever sources of income or money they got going on. See, you sacrifice and you put a lot of shit like at jeopardy when it comes to making it known that you were looking to buy a knife. So that's why I was different, you know. I'm not the only one. Plenty of people are up on beat and up on game. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to be one of them types. But I made it to where I always had access to get a knife if I needed it. I kept them close by. You know what I'm saying? They were on me plenty of times. But I was the type that would walk around with a banger even if I didn't need to. Even if I didn't have to have that banger on me, I wanted it on me for my own protection. You see what I'm saying? 1, I'm a white boy. 2, I don't gangbang. Right there, those 2 things right there are make it to where you 9 times out of 10 will have a tough bid inside of Florida because the different races overpopulated. You know what I'm saying? Gangs overpopulated. They try to take advantage due to the fact that they have numbers. You know, it doesn't matter if you're respected at some places. It doesn't matter if you're willing to rock. You feel me? It doesn't matter if you're willing to hold your own because there could be 15 to 1. There could be 15 of them that say we don't give a damn and want your head. And if you ain't built respect amongst multiple organizations, when some organization does try to overpower like that, no one's going to be there to rock with you. No one's going to be there to back you up and have your back, and you're going to find yourself outnumbered every time. You see, I was lucky to where I had friends in all organizations. You see, I got cool with people from fighting them, you know, earned their respect. I carried myself different. I didn't look for friends. I mind my business. You know, I was a playmaker. I'm down to make money. I'm down to stab. I'm down to do whatever to survive, to get it out of prison. I'm down to do whatever, but never the bitch route. That's how it was with me. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm getting older. You know, I'm more calm and, you know, I fall back and I have patience now. But never get it twisted, you see what I'm saying? But at the same time, then I wasn't like that. You understand? Then I was with the shits, you know? I literally would be down for whatever. I was hoping for a prison war. I'd hope for a riot, you know? Because at the same time, I acted like I had nothing to live for, you know? And it made it to where when shit would hit the fan, I always had numbers myself without even being in a gang. You get what I'm saying? And when prison wars would strike or we'd run it with the police, them same individuals that I had to earn respect for would rise up and back me. You see, like I said, in different states, they call it riots. But down here, we call it running with the police. You know, down here, when you run it with the police, a lot of times, the police will win. You feel me? Only because they got them buttons to press them doors to lock shit down. If they get the right amount of people locked down, you know, it's kind of like they already took a whole chunk of, you know, your army. You see what I'm saying? Even though there's more inmates in there at a time than there is guards, not all inmates are going to be willing to rock. Not all inmates are going to be down to, you know, attack a guard and not going to, you know, they're going to be scared to catch time and they're going to feel like they're just going to stay out of it. But them guards will still grab you, put their hands on you, slam you, zip tie you, shoot you with the little beanbag gun, like all the different things that they decide to do, they will do to an innocent bystander inmate. That's why you got to be prepared to protect yourself at all times. Because when they put you in them cuffs at riot time or at rocking out time, they're going to beat you while your hands are stuck behind your back. And there's nothing you can do but try to dodge and weave while they're kicking you, stomping you, and beating your ass. And all their paperwork's going to match. They're all going to say you participated. They're going to beat you like you participated. So you might as well participate. And then if you don't participate, or, you know, you find yourself in a spot where everyone's participating but you're going to either have to participate or the inmates are going to turn on you for not participating. They're going to feel like you're on the guard side. You see what I'm saying? And when you find yourself rocking out against the guards, like I said, and they done already locked down majority of the compound, or the fucking rocking out started before they popped all the doors, you know, you're already, you know, minimizing how many inmates you have to guards. So if you got 10 dorms on the compound and there's a couple hundred in each dorm, each quad, and there's like 4 quads in each dorm, you know, if you do the math compared to how many guards and inmates there are, you know there ain't no 1,500 to 1,800 guards on that institution compound. But if 6 of them damn dorms were locked down still, by the time the other 4 decided to pop off, or the first 2 popped off, and then the other 2 dorms followed, now that's 4 dorms, 6 are locked down, they only got 4 dorms to worry about, because everyone else is in their cells, you see? And then, if they have to, they'll call close by institutions, and they'll lock down them institutions, and them guards will rush over to your camp. So you'll have guards showing up that ain't even from your compound if they needed. Now it looks like they got way more officers than inmates, you see? And sometimes in order to stop the guards and the inmates from beefing or to make it die down after the rocking out already started, they'll have to go around and scoop up, you know, the cause of the rocking out against the guards in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They'll have to go grab who the source is, what started it, who it was, and emergency ship them. Boom. And then slowly try to get everybody in their cell before they shut it down, lock it down, and leave everybody on lockdown for a couple days until everything dies down. That's normally how it is. You feel me? It goes like that. And it can also go to a negotiation, believe it or not. If you're the dude that is rocking out with the guards and it all started over you and shit like that, other inmates will actually get brought in, you know, to speak with the guards, to talk for you. Like you could be in confinement and they'll bring other guards like from different camps and they'll go snatch inmates off of the compound and escort them with no handcuffs or nothing into confinement to come talk to you in your cell for you to, you know, try to talk you down to like give word to stop rocking out against the police. You know, they try to get you to negotiate with your peoples that are on the pound and you say, man, fuck that, mash the gas, you know, or all right, bro, let everybody know, you know, settle it, bro, it is what it is, it's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and let them transfer me up out of here and this and that. And then they'll be like, all right, and the guards will escort them back and then you give word to the compound and it'd be a dead issue and then they just get you from around there. You see, that's how it goes when it goes to rocking out. You feel me? It isn't like they're just going to beat you until it's one of them just beat everybody and then it's over with. Normally there's a negotiation at the end, kind of like you'd see in a movie. It goes down like that when it comes to rocking out with the police. You see what I'm saying? These are some dangerous situations, okay? Even a knife You know, even a knife isn't always guaranteed to help you. You know, if you got 4 or 5 different people jumping on you, inmates that all have knives, you know, that are all stabbing, you know, there's only so much you can do as one person with a knife yourself. If you got 4 or 5 guards jumping on you, one's gassing you, the other one's got the shields, you know, some institutions got the electrical shields. So when they hit you, it zaps. You know what I'm saying? It depends on where you're at. You know, they usually use those when they run in your cell, when they run in your room. And people be in there thinking they're going to rock out against the guards. The guards will wrap them chains against that damn, the pull-back doors. The ones that go, boom. The ones that, like the slam cells, not the ones that swing open. But they got them chains, yank that shit back. And the first person that comes in normally has a shield, you know what I'm saying? Some of them be that zap shield. So when they first, and you think you're going to attack them, before they all get in, you want to rush them at the door, obviously. And they'll press that button and you'll hit that shield. And that metal on the outside will zap you and shoot you straight back against the wall, bro. You'll fly 5 to 6 feet and hit the wall. And bloom. And then they'll run in there and beat your ass, stomp you. You see what I'm saying? So when these type of things pop off, you got to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't go grab your knife, you know, even if you just have your knife close by, you know what I'm saying? As long as you have access to one, if you need it, you understand? That's my whole thing. You know, I'm not telling you to go grab one and make sure you keep it on you, you know, because due to the fact that there's a prison war going on, or, you know, rocking out against the police or anything at that time, it's going to be extra security wise, which means they're going to be searching a lot of people. You know, they're going to be searching the fellow inmates, people who aren't involved. Every dorm's going to be getting searched. You know, when you're walking a child, they're going to want your hands on your head like this while you're walking the child. They're going to have poles out. You know, they got these things that it's a pole with like a machine on the bottom, and it's got a handle, and they pick it up. It looks like a stripper pole, and it's a metal detector pole, and they carry that bitch, boom, like this, and they'll set it down on the ground, turn around. You know what I'm saying? They got you walking because they know even people who aren't in gangs and who aren't involved with the prison war going on, they know people are going to be, you know, traveling with knives. They know mules are going to be passing them off from point A to point B. You understand? That's the thing. So they're going to be searching heavily for knives, you know, and stuff like that. So you don't want to be one of them people who go grab a knife just in case and get caught, you know, but you can. And a lot of people do. You understand? Every single time a prison war takes place, you're going to see innocent people, it looks like, in cuffs getting transferred across the compound. They're getting escorted to confinement. And you're going to be like, damn, like you didn't even think he was involved in a gang. And really, he wasn't. But he got caught with a knife. Either he was, you know, trying to, you know, hot potato it, pass it around where it needed to get from point A to point B, and he got caught in the middle of transporting it, or he actually got caught with a banger because he was scared and wanted to protect himself. You see what I'm saying? My whole reason of this video right here is to let you know when a riot pops off, aka running it with the police, rocking out with the police, or a prison war, you better get you a knife, man. You better have you a knife close by. Make it to where you own one. Because I tell you what, all them same people you're cool with, that you think of your friends, that you think of your dogs, you know, that have knives and shit like that, when these situations hit the fan and that shit starts spiraling, they're gonna have the knife. Leave you, that's it, boy. You naked, boy. You ain't got no ammunition. Inside of prison, your knife, your banger, your poker, your .50 razor, you know that's your ammunition. That's your fire. You know what I'm saying? And when these situations hit the fan, everybody's for themselves. And you'll see that. Just like when people get arrested on the streets, you know, everybody your dog until some real shit happen. And then the police involved, and then you get arrested, and it's time for them numbers to get handed out by the judge. And then you see who's real, who's fake, and you'll see how everybody's out for themselves. You're going to see the same thing inside of prison when one of these situations hit the fan. Just because you see a knife and you have access to a knife while y'all are just playing around and bullshitting, and your homeboys got bangers that let you hold it and everything when nothing serious is going on, doesn't mean when a real situation starts spiraling that you're going to have access to that knife. Straight up. I tell you what, me, I had it to where, and I made it through shakedowns, I had a pillow filled with knives. And I remember they came through and did a shakedown, and we threw the pillow. It was so heavy. We threw it right on top of the abandoned bunk. Just threw it up there because we didn't have nowhere to put all the knives. All of our hiding spots were already, we already had shit hidden every other place. So I had an actual state-issued, hard-ass, gray pillow that was filled with knives. That bit felt like it weighed at least 8 pounds, the bag. It was like a bag, but it was just a pillow with no cotton in it. And threw that bitch up there on an abandoned bunk during shakedown. They came in there, they knocked off a bunch of cell phones, took a bunch of people to jail, a bunch of our hold down mans went to jail, all types of shit. Came back in. I remember the shit was still laying on top of the bunk right there. I grabbed that shit, looked at all my dogs, and I said, hey, y'all boys. And they look over, and I'm like, well, hey, at least they didn't take the bangers. Everyone starts laughing and shit. Everybody grabs their knife up out of that motherfucker. Like, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was because I felt like even if I didn't need it all the time, or if I already had some, if it was a good price, if I liked what it looked like, if I wanted that shit, I'm buying it. You understand? I could be sitting there and I can have 7 bangers to my name right now. And if somebody came in with a raw ass piece of plexiglass that somebody that took the hours to put that elbow grease in it or sharpen up and doing all that shit, you feel me, and already had it wrapped around with a handle and a strap and all that, and they came in and they try to sell that shit to me, I'm gonna buy that bitch. And people be on drugs, they be on dope in there, so shit going for the low. You feel me? You know how it is when people, you catch them down bad and they sell that shit when they're in need of something. You feel me? For instance, when you're in confinement, and you need envelopes and paper. An envelope is peanuts on the streets. An envelope is peanuts on the compound too. You can hit the window and they're like 10 cents an envelope or some shit like that. Not even probably. But inside of confinement, when people know you need that envelope and you need that paper, they're gonna tax you $2.50 an envelope. Because they know you want it and you need it. So shit, if I'm sitting there and I'm on the phone, even though I got all these bangers, I know you want to get high and you come to me with this piece of plexiglass or metal or something like that, and it's already sharpened and everything, and I know you can easily get anywhere from $18 to $30 for it, and you're coming at me and you're like, man, just give me 2 sacks of Tunchi. Shit, that's $3 a sack, boom, boom, that's $6. So right now, I'm getting that for $6 off you. Let me get that. Especially if it's already sharpened. And y'all know why plexiglass is the key, because that shit goes through metal detectors. It goes past the metal poles, the metal wands. You can bring that shit on the rec yard. You ain't got to toss it over the gate when no one's looking and have your homeboy catch it and bury it or nothing. You could just walk straight through the metal detector with that shit on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, boom, that was a steal. You know how it is. Good deals at good times, you're going to jump on that shit. That's why I had so many knives. You feel me? They'd get knocked off and the guards would yank me and like 2 of my dogs to the side and said, we know that was yours that we found in the laundry cart. We know that was yours. We know that was yours. I don't know what you're talking about, Sarge. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, just don't be stabbing no one on my shift. Just don't be stabbing no one on my shit. I ain't trying to do all this paperwork. I don't know what you're talking about, Sarge. I don't know what you're talking about. You see, like, it was easy to come across and grab these things. Just because I ain't been involved in no riots or, that many, prison wars, don't think I wasn't always ready and always had that shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in confinement with knives. You feel me? I remember one time they came to do a shakedown and there was a cone on the outside of my door. Right on the outside of my door was a cone. You feel me? And I remember slinging that bitch right as they were blitzing every cell. You know when they're coming. They shut the water off. They're in there 15 deep. You know they're coming. I remember I seen them go from door to door. I'm like, damn, boy, where I'm going to put this shit? Ain't got nowhere to put it. Everybody that's usually talking to you on the door while you're in confinement, that's fishing back and forth from cell to cell, all of them are straight up now, because they ain't finna help you now. You feel me? They your dogs and they'll fish all day, but they ain't finna take no damn banger when the police are shaking down cell after cell. You feel me? And I remember I got so threw that bitch right there and kicked, and it went right under the cone. I was outside of my cell, outside my door, and they came in and they cuffed us. We had to put our arms through a flap, shook down looking for everything like that. The cone was right outside my door, and they didn't even search under the cone. Went on to the next one. Like bangers. You'll be in some places where people grab the actual lunch tray, the chow hall tray that you get in confinement. Big old brown or whatever color it will be where you're at, plastic. And you'll have people in there scraping. They're in there scraping that bitch, getting it like this, and they'll scrape a chunk out of it until it turns a little bit, and they'll pop it off. Flush all the shavings that came off of that shit and try to make a banger. So when they get transported on the bus from institution to institution, they got a fully plastic piece of banger makes it through all the fucking metal detectors every camp you go to. You see, like, you got to be careful, because if you're thinking about it, if you're on the bus, even though you ain't doing nothing wrong and you don't even know these people, but they got bangers, that just shows how they got the ups right now. Even though that banger ain't meant for you, shit, you're on a bus in shackles, they got a banger though. You don't. They got the ups on you already. You see? That's why I'd rather get caught with a knife than not one. If you're somebody that's ever been involved in a riot or rocking out against the police or prison war, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all watching this video. That's all I got for y'all today. Y'all stay tuned for the next one. Y'all make sure, like I always say, man, keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, fake ass gangbangers, fake ass YouTubers, people that ain't gonna rock out for real. Keep them out your circle, man. Till next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.